So, is your garden looking a little hungry? Are you tired of shelling out cash for those colorful bottles and bags of fertilizer? All while wondering if they're doing more harm than good to your soil in the long run? You see those yellowing leaves, the stressed out looking veggies, and the pressure to constantly feed them is a real drain on your wallet and your time. But what if you could just grow your own fertilizer for free? What if the solution wasn't in the garden center aisle, but waiting for you in a simple seed packet? Today, we're digging into one of nature's best-kept secrets. We're looking at 7 incredible plants that literally pull fertilizer out of thin air. These aren't just pretty faces. They're tiny, living fertilizer factories that will completely change your garden, save you money, and help you grow the healthiest, most vibrant plants you've ever seen. The why, simplified science. How does this even work? It feels a bit like magic, but it's just brilliant science. The air around us is almost 80% nitrogen, which is the #1 nutrient plants need to be green and leafy. It's the main ingredient in chlorophyll, the stuff that powers photosynthesis, turning sunlight into life. Here's the catch, though. Plants can't use the nitrogen that's in the air. It's locked in a form they just can't access. This is where our hero plants come in. Most of them are part of the legume family. And, they have a secret weapon. They team up with special soil bacteria called rhizobia in a symbiotic relationship. These bacteria move into little homes on the plant's roots, called nodules. Inside these nodules, the bacteria grab nitrogen from the air in the soil and convert it into a form the plant can actually eat. When that plant is done for the season, or when we cut it back, all that stored nitrogen is released back into the soil, serving up a free home-cooked meal for the next crop you plant. It's a perfect, self-sufficient loop. By tapping into it, you can build incredibly fertile soil year after year. So let's get to the plants that make it happen. All right, first up is a plant you definitely know and might even be fighting in your lawn: clover. For years, we've been told to kill clover, but in a vegetable garden, it's an absolute powerhouse. There are a bunch of types, like the common white Dutch clover, the gorgeous crimson clover, and the tough red clover. They're all super low maintenance and don't mind poor soil. But their real magic is fixing nitrogen. A good stand of clover can add up to 150 pounds of nitrogen per acre to your soil, a massive gift for any garden. So, how do you use it? Clover works beautifully as a living mulch. You can plant it around taller, hungry plants like corn or tomatoes. It spreads into a green carpet that chokes out weeds, keeps the soil cool and moist, and trickles a steady supply of nitrogen to its neighbors. Plus, the bees and other good bugs love it. When you're ready to use that bed for something else, you've got options. You can till the whole plant into the soil as a green manure, which breaks down fast and enriches the soil. Or, my favorite, the chop and drop method. Just cut it down, leave the roots in the ground to release their nitrogen, and use the tops as mulch. It's a versatile, hard-working plant that has earned its spot back in the garden. Number 2 is a garden classic that works: a double shift: peas. Whether you're growing snap peas, snow peas, or shelling peas, you're not just growing food, you're actively making your soil better. Peas are brilliant because they improve the soil while they grow. They're so good at pulling nitrogen from the air that they barely need any fertilizer themselves. They basically feed themselves. The smartest way to use them is in crop rotation. Plant your peas in the cool weather of early spring. After you've harvested all those tasty pods, don't just yank the plants out. The real gold is in the roots. Snip the plants off at the soil line and let those nitrogen-packed roots decompose right where they are. That bed will then be loaded with free nitrogen, making it the perfect spot to plant your heavy-feeding summer crops like tomatoes, peppers, or squash, which will eagerly use all that fuel. Next on the list, at number 3, is a true workhorse veg, specifically hairy veg, which is honestly one of the absolute best cover crops you can grow, especially if you have those cold winters. You typically plant hairy vetch in the fall. It gets established and then goes dormant, forming a thick, protective blanket over your garden all winter. This does a few amazing things. First, it completely smothers any winter weeds. Second, it protects your precious topsoil from being washed away by winter rains or blown away by wind. And of course, it's fixing nitrogen the whole time. Hairy Vetch is a champion, capable of fixing up to 150 pounds of nitrogen per acre. When spring rolls around, about 3 weeks before you want to plant, you just cut the vetch down. You can leave the cuttings right on the surface as a thick, weed-blocking mulch that slowly releases its nutrients as it breaks down. It's a fantastic, low-effort way to get your garden beds prepped and fertilized for spring. Number 4 is a plant often called the king of forages, and for good reason: alfalfa. In the garden, it's honestly a beast. Alfalfa is one of the most powerful nitrogen fixers out there, capable of fixing an incredible 250 to 500 pounds of nitrogen per acre under the right conditions. But that's not all it does. Alfalfa has a super deep taproot that can tunnel several feet down. This is great for 2 reasons. First, it breaks up dense, compacted clay soil, improving drainage and aeration. Second, that taproot acts like a biological drill, pulling up minerals like phosphorus and potassium from deep in the subsoil where most veggies just can't reach. When the alfalfa is cut down, those minerals are deposited on the surface for your other plants to use. You can grow it as a cover crop and till it in, or you can find it as alfalfa meal or pellets at the feed store. Just mix the meal into your soil as a fantastic organic fertilizer, or brew it into a compost tea to feed your plants. It even contains a natural plant growth hormone that helps everything grow bigger and stronger. Of course, we couldn't have this list without a whole section for beans at number 5. While your everyday bush beans and pole beans are good nitrogen fixers, some of their relatives are the real MVPs. Fava beans, or broad beans, are at the top of this list. They are incredibly efficient nitrogen fixers that love cool weather, making them perfect for an early spring or fall crop. Just like peas, you can grow them for food and then leave the roots behind to supercharge the soil for whatever comes next. For those in warmer climates, cowpeas, also known as black-eyed peas, are an amazing choice because they handle heat and drought like a champ. By rotating different types of beans like these, soybeans or chickpeas through your garden, you're constantly topping up your soil's nitrogen bank. You can even intercrop, planting them alongside hungry plants to provide a slow, steady trickle of food all season long. We've got 2 more amazing fertilizer plants to cover, and honestly, they are total game changers. If you're getting excited about the idea of building incredible soil for free, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way, you won't miss out on more tips for creating a garden that practically takes care of itself. Section 6, peanuts, also known as Arachis hypogea. Alright, number 6 is a plant that gives you a delicious snack and better soil, the peanut. It might surprise you, but peanuts aren't nuts at all. They're actually legumes, and just like their cousins, they are fantastic nitrogen fixers. Peanuts are a perfect crop for rotation, especially in warmer climates where they really shine. The whole time the plant is growing and making those tasty peanuts underground, its roots are working hard, pulling nitrogen from the air. So after you dig up your harvest, you've done 2 things at once. You've got a batch of amazing homegrown food, and you've left a web of nitrogen-rich roots in the soil. Just let those roots break down, and you've created the perfect pre-fertilized spot for your next crop. You're not just taking from the soil, you're giving right back to it. Last, but definitely not least, at number 7 we're thinking bigger. Let's talk about nitrogen-fixing trees and shrubs. While cover crops give you quick results, woody plants like alder, black locust, or shrubs like the Siberian pea shrub are playing the long game, building deep and lasting fertility for years to come. These plants are the foundation of systems like permaculture food forests. The idea is to plant a nitrogen-fixing tree right next to a fruit tree. As it grows, it not only feeds its neighbor, but can also serve as a windbreak or provide helpful shade. The real magic is in the chop and drop technique. A few times a year, you just prune some branches off the nitrogen-fixing tree and let them fall right where they are. The leaves and twigs create a perfect, nutrient-rich mulch that breaks down and feeds the soil. At the same time, when you prune the top of the plant, its root system responds by letting some of its own roots die back, releasing those nitrogen nodules directly into the soil for your fruit tree to use. It's a beautiful system that mimics a natural forest and creates a self-fertilizing orchard. So there you have it, 7 types of plants that can help you say goodbye to the fertilizer aisle for good. From the humble clover growing in your lawn to a mighty alder tree, nature has already given us everything we need to build healthy, fertile soil. When you start using plants like peas, vetch, alfalfa, and beans in your garden, you're doing so much more than just feeding your crops. You're improving your soil structure, helping it hold more water, smothering weeds, and creating a lively ecosystem that benefits your whole garden. You don't have to go all in at once, just start small. Pick one of these plants and dedicate one bed to it this season. See what happens. I promise your garden and your wallet will thank you. What are your favorite ways to build soil fertility? Have you tried using any of these plants in your own garden? Drop your stories and questions in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this and want to learn more about working with nature to create a beautiful, productive garden, be sure to like this video and subscribe. Thanks for watching and happy gardening.